From the News Channel 5 Network, this is SportsLine.
Hey there, SportsLine on your television. Steve Layman here with you. Glad you are here with us tonight on News Channel 5+. We can talk college basketball all you want and dive into what has been going on in March Madness. It has been phenomenal over the last couple of weeks, I think, to look at all these games. We've had some incredible storylines, some great upsets. We've had some end-of-the-game dramatics for sure. Really, the only thing that's been missing to this point is we don't have a true buzzer beater. There have been some great shots. There have been some big-time moments. But we don't have that true, as the shot clock or as the game clock is expiring, somebody wins a game shot. That hasn't happened yet, but that is about the only thing that's missing. We've got a 15 seed into the Sweet 16. We've had multiple upsets, conference champions going out. We've had impressive performances. We've had overtime games. We've had double-digit seeds moving on. It has been just dramatic and awesome. And the other thing that I have really noticed, and I hope you've taken a moment to just sit back and appreciate this, is the fact that these arenas are full once again. I mean, obviously last year having any tournament was better than what we had 2 years ago in 2020 when everything was canceled due to COVID. But even last year, you were talking about capacity of only a certain level. And there were other restrictions involved. It wasn't the same. It was nice. It was nice to have back. But it wasn't the same, where every shot you just felt the buzz of this building and people who were exasperated on one end and exhilarated on the other end. And that's all back now. All these buildings are packed. They are at a fever pitch. And half of the building is cheering on every play, one way or the other. That is what is back this year with March Madness. And the games have been awesome, and it's really, really been a treat. And I have been fortunate and blessed to, in the last 7 days, to have been courtside at 3 different venues for 3 different tournaments, the NIT, the NCAA men's tournament, and the NCAA women's tournament, in awesome buildings. I've seen a crosstown rivalry. I've seen a 15-seed upset of 2. I've seen an 11-seed upset of 3. I've seen multiple games come down to the end. And I'm going to tell you what, I think the best game I saw was last night in Knoxville between the Lady Vols and Belmont. Second round of the NCAA women's tournament. That game was high level. Other games were equally as close, but the second half of that game was filled with execution. Both teams were competing at a high level. They were going back and forth. They were trading baskets. You know, Tennessee had kind of the big punch in the first half, got a 12-point lead. Belmont comes swinging back in the third quarter with a 15-2 run. And the fourth quarter was just basket, 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 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until you got to the final minute. Belmont makes a play, goes up by 2. Misses a couple free throws, which will haunt them for a long time. But then Tennessee comes up with the shot. Sarah Puckett, the true freshman from the corner, hits a 3 with 17 seconds left. And that turns out to be the game-winning shot that sends Tennessee back to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2016. It was a phenomenal game. It was a phenomenal atmosphere there on Rocky Top. And a huge, huge shot at the end for the Lady Vols. A lot of fun. A lot of fun, and the post-game, you could tell just what it meant to the Lady Vols to get back to that place. And here was Tamari Key and Sarah Puckett after the game as Tennessee beat Vanderbilt 70-67 to move on to the Sweet 16.
Maria Cornelius, 247 Sports, Tennessee. Sarah, if you could just walk me through that last play. One, you falling down, having to leave the court, and then coming back to hit the game winner. And then, Tamari, you set the all-time Tennessee blocks record at Tennessee, passing Candace Parker after Sarah, if you can talk about that.
Well, I knew it was going to be crazy. Of course, a crazy atmosphere, but that's always great for us, because it just helps us to be able to want to do it for the fans as well. So going through, if I was open and the ball was coming to me, I knew I was going to knock down the shot. I knew everybody on the bench and everybody on that court had every ounce of confidence in me. They always tell me that. So as soon as I got it, I knew what I was going to do with it. So.
I think that play, it was just exciting. We had option, and everybody make sure we crushed for it. And I think we all knew as soon as it left her fingertips that it was good. So yeah, this is good job. And for the blocks, it's surreal, I think, because Candace Parker is just so amazing. I mean, she's amazing. A human being and basketball player as well, obviously. So to be able to do that and get it this season and in this game, it makes it a lot more special.
Over here on the left.
Cora Hall, the Knoxville Sentinel. Sarah, you have been doing that all season, hitting big three-pointers. You did it in the first game against Southern Illinois. I don't know if you can be ready for that moment, but how ready did you feel for this moment?
I was very ready, just because I knew my teammates had all that confidence in me, and so that just made me feel so free out there and just be able to do, the gift that God gave me to do. So, and that's to shoot the basketball. So.
Here on the right.
Killian Sitz, WATE. This is for both Tamari and Sarah. What does it mean for you guys to be part of the team to help get the program back to the Sweet 16 since 2016?
I think it's special, and we've been saying it all year that this group is it's different, and you feel the vibes with us. I feel like even the fans interacting with us, even though you're not there every day, it's a different atmosphere with this group, and it's just been really fun to play with each other. I feel like we go to bat for each other every game and every practice, so it's really exciting, but we're not done yet. So.
It's just really surreal because, as a freshman, like you come in and you're just giving it your all, you're just going out there doing whatever the team needs you to do. And so to be able to see all the work that we've all put in and it just come to fruition is absolutely amazing. And I'm extremely grateful to be a part of it.
Teresa Walker, the Associated Press. Sarah, you look like you have a nice little knot there on your forehead. Is that from where you went down? And was it, do you think it was an elbow or something caught you there?
Well, that actually happened 2 days ago. Yeah. Okay. So it didn't happen whenever I fell tonight.
I guess, George, for the Athletic, following up on that, so what did happen on the fall? And then I wanted to ask you about at post-game, everybody, you guys were all waving, but you saw your parents. What was that moment like before you came back and had a moment with them?
So the fall, I was just going up for a rebound, and I think we just kind of got tangled up, and I went too far back and just kind of fell down really hard. And then just to see my dad, like he was in tears, and then I had to go over there because he's the one that got me into basketball, and to be able to share that moment with him was just amazing. So.
Here on the left.
This is for either of you guys, but your regular season home finale wasn't what you wanted it to be. And at that point, you weren't sure if you were hosting these rounds, really. What does it mean to have these last couple home games and end your season at Thompson Bowling like this?
I think for us, we were looking forward to playing again in TBA. So just being able to, in these last two games, these big games, both against really good teams, I think it's been a lot of fun, especially for our seniors as well, their last game in TBA, to be able to tell people that they made it to Sweet 16 in a crazy atmosphere is just really exciting for us.
Over here on the right.
Tamari, at one point, I think it was in the second quarter, definitely the first half, Tess Darby, a sophomore, is on the floor with all four freshmen. Just how much faith do you have in these youngsters to handle that big moment at that time?
It was the end of the first quarter, I think, and JoJo came up to me and she was like, all four freshmen are on the court and one sophomore. And I was like, are you serious? Like that, I mean, just watching from the bench, it was just like they gave us that boost, I think, going into the second quarter and put us up by a few more points. And it just shows that how hardworking our freshmen and sophomores are for this team and what they bring to us. So it's fun.
Down here in front on the left.
Tyler Wombles with the Daily Times. Sarah, it's obviously not over yet, but this freshman season has been pretty crazy for you. I mean, you already carved out a bowl, and then the shot tonight has to sort of make it, sort of be the icing on the cake a little bit. Just how would you describe the freshman season that you have had at Tennessee?
It's been extremely fun. It's been everything I've dreamed it would be. And I'm just thankful for all the people that are around me because they push me every single day to be better.
I think it's quite proven now that Alexis Dye has something different in her marches, her 4th straight double-double. What has it been like for you guys to really see her just explode these last 4 games?
Snoop is really good at basketball. So it is to no surprise to us that she's just been playing her butt off. I mean, she has won rings every year that she's played basketball, and this is the year for us. She's come on this team, and she has the winner's mentality, and she works really hard. So we're glad that she's on our team.
You're on the right.
For both players, Tamari and Sarah, you've done this all season where you've had to battle back. I mean, you waited till 17.8 seconds to go to take the lead. But how much did you draw on all those other experiences to stay calm in this moment when you were basically trailing for most of the 4th quarter?
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay. Well, I think we literally just thought that we had that one play mentality. So we're on offense. We don't worry about the next possession. We're in the moment. We're taking that moment. We're doing whatever we can to get an offensive rebound. And then if we don't get it, we're transitioning to defense. And then we're doing everything we can to stop them from scoring. So I think being able to have that mentality is really good for us because we're just focused on that one thing right then and there. And then we move on to the next immediately. And whatever happened doesn't affect us.
That, and I just feel like our fight, we just dug really, really deep. I feel like the games we've had this season, all this season, have just prepared us for. We talk about the adversity and things that we have faced during this season. So I feel like all of that just, it shows that we can really dig deep and fight. We want to win.
All right, we have one question in the Zoom. Chantel, go ahead.
Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. Both Tamari and Sarah, I'm just curious what the post-game locker room celebration looked like today.
Run to the refrigerator, grab bottles of water, and
soak Sarah.
Sarah actually peeked in and saw we were about to soak her and close the door.
I did. I had to get ready. I had to mentally prepare for that moment.
And then coaches came in. There was confetti. It was a lot of fun. It was just a moment. Just moments like that, that she'll just remember like years and years from now.
Yeah.
All right. That was Tamari Key, Sarah Puckett. Puckett, of course, hit the game-winning shot last night against Belmont as Lady Vols move on into the Sweet 16 for the first time in 6 years. They'll take on top seed Louisville in the Wichita Regional Semifinals coming up Saturday afternoon, a 3 o'clock tip time for that game. When we come back, we'll hear from Lady Vols head coach Kelly Harper, plus your phone calls if you'd like to get in on the March Madness discussion, whether it be about Tennessee, the Lady Vols, about the Vols and the disappointment from over the weekend, or anything else. We can get into that when we come back. 737-7767, the number. This is SportsLine on News Channel 5+.